Hello, babies.
All right, Bill, we're going to start with your favorite topic, the NBA. The NBA play-in tournament. Right now we're looking at, so this is Tuesday as we're recording. Tonight we have the 7 seed versus the 8 seed Cavs and Nets. I don't know who else.
Do you just want to record it as the Nets killed the Cavs and
Yeah.
we're playing the Nets? Because come on, let's be real here. Bill Stradamus says the Nets win.
Yeah, totally. And I don't. Is it Hornets Hawks tonight or is it Spurs Pelicans tonight in the Western Conference? I don't know. Either way, those are the Western Conference matchups. Hornets and Hawks is the Eastern. It's Clippers Timberwolves tonight as we go. And then it's tomorrow night is Hornets, Hawks, and Spurs, Pelicans. Either way, here's my first question to you. What do you think of the play-in tournament? I know I'm not the biggest NBA guy, but you do? I like it too.
I do. It gives you teams more, gives teams more chance, something more to play for as the season goes on. And I mean, I think it's exciting. It's a winner take all. And I mean, a lot of times, and you've seen it years past in the East, you're getting teams that are in that eighth range that are under 500 anyways, and just let them play for it. The only thing it's really fucking you over is a draft position. I think it's fun and it makes it more exciting. And again, we were bitching about it last year when the Celtics were in it, but I mean, it gives it more. I think it's more exciting, and it's the same thing with the wild card round in baseball when they added that playing game. I've always liked it, to an extent, and we'll see if it gets gimmicky or something. You're getting two really, really good fucking teams not making the playoffs, then we can talk it out. But if you look at the West in years past, the West is dominated, and you've seen over 500 teams not making it in the West when you've seen in the same years. Atlanta made it one year. I think the Knicks made it one year under 5. The Wizards, it's bullshit. And then you look out West and you could have 10 or 11 teams over 500. And then, you have 3 of those teams not sniffing the playoffs because of, the way seeding works out there. So yeah, gives more teams a chance. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too for everything that you just said. And you just look at the teams in it now. Obviously, the Nets are the one that stand out, and they had their circumstances. Kyrie being an idiot, Kevin Durant, of course, getting injured, trading Harden in the middle of the season. But even the Hawks were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. The Hornets are a team with a good roster that will probably never figure it out, but they got good players on there. And the Cavs held down the top 4 position for almost 3/4 of the season, and injuries caught up to them.
Well, also the Celtics got hot. I mean, if you look at where the Cavs were and where the Celtics went on their run after January, where they were unbeatable, and they vaulted basically all the way up to the number 1 seed, and teams had to fall. So the Bulls were up top 3 team, and they fell too. I mean, the East it changed hands as soon as the Celtics decided they wanted to play basketball or got better, whatever you want to attribute to how they played, coaching, player development, whatever.
Yep.
That just shook up the whole East from top to bottom because of where the Celtics were. At one point, they were 9th at 23-24 in January, and they finished at 32-7 or 32-6 to finish or some bullshit like that. So I mean,
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, they turned it on, and the Bucks turned it on around the same time. Cavs got the injury bug, and the Bulls couldn't get over the injury bug. So
Toronto too.
And Toronto turned it on too. They started beating some teams. So yeah, that'll kind of work to the favor. But to your point, you got 4 good teams in this play-in tournament for the East, and we'll see who makes it out. Obviously, the Cavs don't have a chance, and we'll see if Trae Young can drag that team any further than they've gone. But yeah, I agree with you. It's made a good portion of the season more entertaining for the NBA, where it probably could have ended 3 weeks ago if there wasn't a play-in tournament. We would have just locked in those seeds.
Right. Or, you would have too, but it also gave teams like, LeBron James a chance to quit on his team in a must-win game to get into the play-in tournament. So, I mean, you had that drama as well.
He might. Yeah. It's supposed to take teams away from the allure to tank, and not old Bronny, not old Bron. Didn't quite see an end to the tunnel there, so decided to call it quits.
They didn't make the playoffs because of injuries.
He may show up at another point of this show. What happened to the Clippers? I know Kawhi hasn't played in a very long time. I'm not sure if he's even in the NBA anymore.
I think Paul George missed like half the season too, right?
But this isn't just this year, which they've been so quiet and just nothing. But they lost. Did they have a 3-0 lead in the bubble and lost that?
3-1.
3-1 lead in the bubble. Doc Rivers, famously, how many 3-1 leads has he lost? 3 or 4?
Three, I believe.
And now they got Tyrone Lue. What the hell?
Tyrone Lue.
Tyrone Lue. I almost said Williams, but yeah. It doesn't seem like things changed. They just seem like a team that should be much better than they are. And here they are sitting in the play-in game, taking on the Timberwolves, who seem like they should be much worse than they are. I don't know. That's a question that I had. And then the other one was, is Zion Williamson the biggest bust since the Cavs took something called Anthony Bennett, number 1 overall?
I mean,
and the Pelicans are now sitting here in the play-in tournament without Zion Williams playing. Is it Williamson? Why is my brain not working today?
Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
You're just coming back from vacation, baby. I get it.
Yeah. No. Is he the biggest bust? And what's the deal with the Clippers?
The Clippers, I mean, they've had a lot of roster turnover, and they're missing their best player. I mean, Kawhi Leonard's that big of a difference maker, right? I mean, he's just probably the biggest reason why Toronto's won a championship. And, in that year in San Antonio, 2014 against, he basically was just the big reason why the Spurs beat Miami Heat. He broke up the Heat.
Yeah.
LeBron went running after that. I mean, he's that good. He can lock you down on defense, and he's one of the best scorers in the league when he wants to be, right? So, I mean, you've seen him time after time, big shots. When you're missing that, it's hard. It's hard to feel the team. I mean, I've never thought Ty Lue was a good coach. The only reason he's won a world championship is because he had LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. I mean, he won that year in Cleveland. That's it. He sucked after that, got fired there. Was this his second job now after the Cleveland?
Second head job. Yeah, he's been tagging on with
Doc. He went crawling back to Doc Rivers. It's just, you still have Morris there, who's not a good guy, obviously, a lot of excuses and just injury bugs. So we'll see. I always thought Spoelstra wasn't a good coach in Miami, but you kind of seen when he's done. Ty Lue has been the complete and utter opposite, and he's been what LeBron's made him, and it's clear with that much talent in the Clippers, you should be better than the 8 seed. And as far as look at the Pelicans making the play-in tournament.
Before you go forward, my point on the Clippers, Paul George was one of the most overrated players in the NBA. Now he's fallen down the charts, and people don't think about him anymore. But he should have been better to make that team better. I think I've always thought that he was overrated
in Indiana.
Yeah, I thought that he was better in Indiana.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask you. Was he overrated when he was playing in Indiana? Because after he left, exactly.
He wasn't called one of the best players in the NBA.
But
when he was with Indiana, he was still on the up and up, and then he broke his leg, and then he was coming back. And then when he went to OKC with Russell Westbrook, and then they vaulted him in the best players in the NBA conversation, I just never thought that was the case.
No, I don't think so either. I think after Indy, because that's my point exactly. When he was in Indy, that's like, oh my God, I want him on the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
I think one year he was most improved player. You saw it. He was a lockdown defender. He made Team USA, snapped his leg, and that was it. I think he turned into a diva after that. He was shy coming back that one year. I think the second year he came back, he blew up in Indiana, and then he was like, I want out, because his name started he got more buzz now coming back from broken leg, right? He could have been what Gordon Hayward could have been, but Gordon Hayward broke his leg too late in his career, right? Does that make sense? Like he broke it 28, 29, which Paul George broke it at like 23, 24. So now you're seeing that one good year, the spotlight shines bright on you.
Right.
And now it's like, right? That makes sense. I mean, that's my theory.
It's a good point. He's just not as good as he was. But yeah, anyway, Zion Williamson is, look, so many people were high on him, and I'm not trying to I don't know if I said it on our show, but I never wanted him. I never thought that he can't shoot. I don't want people who can't shoot.
I think Ray was the only guy that wanted him, truthfully.
He's from Duke, though. Ray has real anti-Duke thing, but yeah, he's also fat, so they probably had that thing going for him. So I don't know. I would stay away from Zion Williamson.
But Ray got food poisoning, so let's see how much weight he loses.
I really hope he gets better. From the bottom of my heart, I really hope that nothing bad happens to Ray, and I hope he's feeling
I wish this was live, so he could be like listening to us right now, talk shit, so we can get a call in.